Okay, I need to sift this. I went ahead and added a cup and 3/4 cups all-purpose flour. I got 3/4 cups of cocoa, 1 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, 1 1/2 baking soda, teaspoons, and a teaspoon of salt. Okay, so I'm going to sift this together. Just simple little colander would do. And the reason I'm doing this is to get all the lumps out. I'm listening to Jessie Kill. Love that band. Baking and Rocking to Jessie Kill, my favorite. Okay, that's done. And now I'm going to get a whisk and whisk it together. Instead of buying yourself a package chocolate cake box mix, this is it right here. Nothing to it. See? You can see all the cocoa and the flour and everything. Okay, so now I'm going to start on the wet part. To this, I'm going to add 2 eggs. Always crack your eggs on the side in case you get a little shell. You're able to take it out a lot easier than when it is in the batter or anything that you're cooking, because it can be unnoticed and then you're going to be chewing on some eggshells. Okay, go ahead and mix that in. You're going to need a cup of milk, a cup of hot water, boiling water, half a cup of oil, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And I'm going to add that to this right here. I added a tablespoon of instant coffee. Yes, basically I'm serving coffee into my cake. That coffee gives it a more chocolatey flavor to it. Okay. A little bit at a time. Try to mix it in. You don't want to scramble the egg in it. So I'm adding it to the side that does not have the egg mixed to it. Just taking off the batter that's stuck on the whisk. Okay. And this batter is going to be watery. It's a little thick right now, but I'm still going to add some more stuff. Okay. Now I'm going to add the half a cup of oil. added the oil. I'm mixing it in. Make sure it mixes well. Okay, you're also going to need 2 teaspoons vanilla. I'm using a Wilton clear vanilla. That's all I have. That's all I usually buy, but you can use any kind of vanilla. Okay, I'm also going to add 2 cups of sugar to this. Okay, and give it a good mix. Okay, I've already greased the bundt cake with the non-stick spray of baking baker's drawing. I'm preheating the oven to 350 Fahrenheit. And I'm going to bake it for about 35 to 40 minutes. I'm going to let it completely cool and then I'll frost it. Very thin. It's supposed to be thin like this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pour it into the bundt cake pan. And this is all to it. I already sprayed it generously, so I don't want it to stick. Okay, just go ahead and get a rubber spatula and scrape out the rest. A little bit over halfway point on the bundt cake. You don't want to fill it up too much because it will overflow. Okay, see? That's all to it. I'm going to go ahead and bake it and I'll be back when it is cooked. I'm going to go ahead and bake it. I'll show you the results in a little bit. Okay, I'm going to make a chocolate frosting. To this, I'm going to add half a cup of butter, which is 1 stick, and it needs to be melted. Normally when we make frosting, we leave it at room temperature and I'll make the frosting, but to this, I'm going to go ahead and melt the the butter. So I'm going to go ahead and melt a half a cup of butter, which I already have. It's all to it, just melt it at about 15-20 seconds. That's all it takes in the microwave. I'm also going to do 2/3 cup of cocoa, 3 cups of powdered sugar, 1/3 cup of milk, and a teaspoon vanilla extract. Okay, and I'm just going to combine them all together, blend them, or mix them with the mixer, and I'll show you the results in just a bit. That way you don't have to be hearing the mixing and everything. Okay, go ahead and sift your cocoa in here and your powdered sugar. You want to get the lumps out because you're going to be biting into some cocoa or some powdered sugar. You don't want to do that. So always sift anytime you're going to make anything with baking, frosting, stuff like that. Go ahead and sift it. Okay, if you don't have a sifter, which I don't, I use this. Okay, and this is all I use it for, just my baking. Okay, so I added a third cup of milk. It was a little too dry for me, so I added 2 more tablespoons of milk, and it came out perfect. Now the cake already came out. Depending on the type of oven you have, mine came out in 28 minutes. I know I had said earlier to go ahead and bake it for 50 to 55 minutes. Now normally I cook it at 325. This time I cooked it a little bit higher temperature than usual, so it's done a lot faster. Again, depending on the oven will determine how fast your cake is being cooked. So go ahead and put it in for 25 minutes, check it, rotate it. Once you check it, go ahead and insert a toothpick to see if it comes out clear. Mine came out clear at 28 minutes. Okay, I'll show you the results just right now. It looks all deformed, but I'm going to go ahead and take it out. I'm going to level it. The leftover stuff that I cut off, I'm going to use it for cake pops. Okay, I'll show you in just a bit. Okay, so here it is. I think it came out cute. It's still hot, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of frosting on it while it's hot, because I actually want it to melt into it. So you can start seeing already melting there. You can wait for it to cool off. You can make a ganache for this. It's totally up to you, but I like this one. And the frosting has a real strong chocolate flavor, so if you're a chocoholic, this cake is for you. Okay, as you can see, it's already melting there, and that's what I want. So they can start dripping to the sides. But I'm going to help it a little and just spread it. Okay, I'm going to get a smaller spatula, rubber spatula, just so I can get on the inside. And it's doing exactly what I want it to do. It's melting. And being that it's here for the house, I don't care what it looks like. It doesn't have to be all pretty. This frosting that I made makes about 2 cups. You can see it slowly melting down, and that's what I want. I want it to melt into it. It's not a cake that I'm going to decorate or anything. It's just a simple cake. You don't have to use all the frosting on it. I'm doing it just because I want to. And you can see in here where it's melting, it's going down to the bottom. I did not end up leveling the cake at all. I went ahead and kept it the way it was. Okay, that's it. Doesn't look too pretty, that's fine. But it's gonna taste awesome. Enjoy. My sister gave me this little gadget right here. It's supposed to be for cutting watermelon, but it's the perfect size for cake. It might not go all the way through because the plate is not leveled. It's kind of like in a little bowl shape, but it'll cut most of it. So I'm going to try it. Oh, I love it. Look at that. Came out perfect. Every slice is the same. Let me go ahead and serve one. Just got to try this cake. Still a little warm, but I want some. You still see some of the steam come out. See the moisture? It's very moist. Got that chocolate to it. Okay, let me get a slice here. Tastes really good. Well, hope you enjoy. Hope you make it. If you do, go ahead and post pictures. Enjoy.